Hi Taurus, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing, what's the goss on your life and your love life. Okay, so please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate the support being such a small channel. This week I do have 4 different decks we are using. So starting off this week, we have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. I also have the Slavic Folklore Lenormand, as well as 2 Love Oracle decks. So we've got the Hidden Truth Love Oracle and those beautiful heart-shaped Love Oracle cards as well. Now, I do apologize if you can hear any coughing in the background today, Taurus. I do have my son at home sick from school, so he's got a bit of a really bad cough. So hopefully it's not too distracting in the background there. Okay, but getting straight into it for you, Taurus. Taurus. What's the goss on Taurus? What's going on for our Taurus, around Taurus? What's the goss? Okay. We do have firstly the fairy ring, Taurus. Very detailed card, that one. Bit of a circus sort of vibe there. It does say new skills, advanced training and rapid improvements. So, like the circus imagery there, learning brand new skills that you maybe thought that you weren't able to do something, and now you're actually learning, hang on, I can actually, achieve that particular skill, or, maybe doing some further training with certain things in your life, even if that's just on an energy level, training yourself on how you are dealing with things just within yourself, finding some new skills on how to deal with things, how to deal with emotions, all that sort of stuff as well. But rapid improvements, that's exactly what we like to see as well. So I feel like for some of you, we may be taking on a brand new skill that we're wanting to learn there, and finding that you actually really rapidly take to that and learn that really quickly, maybe quicker than you thought you were going to, that sort of thing. I'm getting there that for maybe one of you, that's got to do with like knitting or crochet type stuff. Okay, so if you've been thinking about, acquiring that skill, maybe it's a really good time to do so, because it feels like you will sort of pick it up really quickly. We also have raised by wolves. All right, so you belong. This is all about you belonging as part of, we do have the wolf imagery there. So it's kind of like that part of the pack, part of the wolf pack, and you belong. So it really does talk about, those people around you that you really are your, your home, your safe place. The people that, it's safe for you to be around those people, that you're a part of that. You're a part of that group. You're a part of that person. You belong, with them, or that person in particular. So it's really that, loyalty, companionship type vibes come through with that, and you really do belong. So if you have been questioning as, whether you're really fitting in to a certain social group, or even fitting in with a person, you belong. Okay, so it's just a bit of, I feel like for a lot of you, it's just that, that peace of mind that, yes, you do belong. Okay, but we'll have a look with the Lenormand as well, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, what's the goss on our Taurus? Okay, so we are seeing some emotional stuff going on for you, Taurus, in the sense that we do have the grave first and foremost. So this is the coffin energy, which is all about, death and then rebirth. So I feel as though for a lot of you, we're in that rebirth. You can see this particular one. We've got the dragon with the butterfly wings there. So it's really all about transforming things. So transforming that energy. So things that have ended for you, things that, especially when we're seeing that fairy ring oracle card, it may be, skills that you've kind of, you don't have a need for that particular skill in your life anymore, and it's really giving you that ability to transform that energy into learning these new skills, taking on new, things for yourself, new hobbies, new sorts of things there. I do feel as though we're really in that transformation stage for you, Taurus, where, things maybe have ended for you. Cycles have ended in the past here. I do feel as though for a lot of you, the things that have ended are sort of, it's feeling like, it may have actually been quite a time for some of those things that have ended now, but you've kind of just been in this slow transformation energy, and now you're actually really starting to see that rapid improvement, that those new beginnings sort of all of a sudden sort of coming through. So with the coffin, like I said, we have, the death and then the rebirth. So, it feels like the death of whatever has happened for you has been, it's been and gone, and you've been just sitting in this energy in the in between for quite a while. So I do feel for some of you that in between period may have even been like a whole year, but now we're actually really coming into that rebirth, and you're really transforming those old energies into brand new energies in different areas for yourself. So for a lot of you, sometimes this can talk about, the death and then the rebirth of something in particular, but I feel that it's totally different worlds for you here, Taurus. With especially with those butterfly reference there, that it's really sort of metamorphosized into something totally different for you. So, things that you may have done in the past, you may have done things a certain way in the past, and you've been spending, the last 6 months, a year, trying to sort of, get rid of that old habit, and really looking at how can I do things in a different way. And then all of a sudden, it does feel like there's this element of, all of a sudden in the near future here, or even currently, that you're really sort of picking it up, and having this all of a sudden these brand new skills on how to deal with things are coming out rapid fire, and you're like acing it. You know what I mean? So it really does feel as though, for a lot of you, it does feel as though these new skills are just within, yourself emotionally. Because at the end of the cards I've drawn here, I do have the moon, which does talk about emotions. Okay, so I do feel for a lot of you, we are looking at, some sort of emotional skills within yourself. So the old way of doing things has definitely ended for you, Taurus, and all of a sudden you're picking up brand new skills, a new way of doing things, new habits being formed, that we've totally kicked those old habits. All right, so it's kind of that vibe of, for example, if someone was to quit cigarettes, it's been probably, it's been like a year since they quit cigarettes, but, in the last year, they've still been fighting the urges, and it's a constant battle to, make sure they stay quit. But then all of a sudden, it's like, I'm not even thinking about cigarettes anymore. I'm doing this and this and this instead, and these are my new skills, and I don't even think about the cigarettes anymore. So it's kind of like that kind of energy where, in the recent past, and even to currently, that you may have still been sort of struggling with the loss of that old way of doing things. Even if it was, for your highest good, but all of a sudden we're seeing that, it's kind of like sinking in for you at the moment, or very soon will be. All right, we do also have the crossroad coming through here. Okay, so that's all about, choices and decisions that you've been making, and it really does feel as though you are making the right choices for yourself, and all these, these bad habits, or bad cycles that you've kicked, to the curb or whatever, you really are starting to make better choices for yourself, and actually starting to make choices that are for your highest good, and to, actually in aim of you following the right path for yourself. So we do sort of see there that, any choices or decisions that you're making, you are kind of instinctively making the right choices anyway, but it kind of also lets us know that, when you are, faced with any choices or decisions, in the near future there, I do have, the Herald coming through next, which does talk about new energy. So when we, are making any choices or decisions in the near future, to really focus on, what choice is going to, bring up the most new energy for me. What is sort of going to stir up the newness in my life, in my abilities, in my skills. So really focusing on, moving into new, rather than, I don't want to do things that tired old way. So we're really focusing on new things being stirred up for you. And I feel like you're deciding to, make that change yourself, Taurus, to really stir up the new energy there with that herald. That's actually the stork in the traditional deck. So it really does talk about changes being made, transitions, that transformation has occurred, and you deciding to, keep on transforming and then keep on transitioning into brand new stuff, new energy, new skills, new learning, all that sort of stuff, trying things in new ways. So, if you've had particular things and it's kind of like, well, that didn't work, well, on to the next thing, we'll try a different way. Oh, that's not working. Okay, we'll try something else. So it's really all about you, really focusing on stirring up brand new stuff for yourself and trying things in new ways. All right, especially emotionally. As we said there with the moon energy, it does talk about emotions, but it really does also, there is a strong pull on, your intuition and your dreams when it comes to the moon energy as well. So you may even be finding that at the moment there's, you're having weird dreams, and it's telling you it's showing you these new ways of doing things, even just on an energy level. All right, so there may be something where it's kind of that vibe I mentioned at the start. There may be one or two of you that is wanting to take on learning how to knit or crochet. It's kind of like you have a dream where in the dream you're knitting someone a scarf or something, and you had never really considered learning that skill, but then all of a sudden you have a dream, and in the dream you already know that skill, and so then it's just a matter of learning that skill to have that dream sort of fulfilled for yourself there. So I do feel that for some of you, there definitely is this pull of you just sort of intuitively knowing which skills and what not to go forward with. But definitely that there's a couple of you there where there may be things that you're able to do in your dreams that you actually don't have that skill in reality, and your dreams are kind of pushing you toward learning that particular skill, like that example I just used with the crocheting and knitting or whatever. So for those of you where that's the case, I'd really be following that. Our dreams do have a lot to say, and your dreams are kind of telling you that you have the ability to learn this skill. So, go ahead and learn it. And as we saw with that oracle, rapid improvements, you may pick it up really quickly as well. All right, but we'll have a look at your love life, Taurus. Okay, what's the goss on Taurus and their love life? What's going on with Taurus and their love life? Okay, so all these hidden truths are all about timing. Okay, so the timing wasn't right for us. It's time for me to heal now, and I lost myself for a little while. So I think that's the clue. You know how I was talking about, it feels like you've been in this sort of dead period where you've had these things ending, and now you've just been in that sort of in between. That's what I'm getting here with these cards, is that you have been in that in between, that the time just wasn't quite right for you to be focusing on love, but that may definitely be something that is coming back around now, especially we're seeing that grave energy, those new beginnings, new things being stirred up for you. So it could just go a lot further beyond skills. For some of you, those emotional skills that you have been sort of transforming and about to start learning new ways of doing things, they may directly affect your love life, because this is really talking about, the timing that you have been in this phase of not much going wrong, but not much going right either. It's just that plateau kind of time frame where, like I said, 6 months to a year, things have just been settled. They haven't been, crazy one way or another. And you kind of lost yourself for a little while there, Taurus. You were just sort of stuck in that mundane, just stuck in that in between. All right, and it's time for you to heal now. So you've been healing, even if you aren't consciously aware of it. You have been healing, and the timing just wasn't quite right for you to be, making these big moves and stirring up that new energy. Whereas we are sort of seeing that we are moving into a period for you, Taurus, where you are starting to stir up that new energy, and so we'll see what else is coming in for you there. We've got the Love Oracle, so we'll sort of focus on the near future and what's coming in for Taurus with love. What's the Goss? What's coming in next for Taurus with love? What's coming in next for Taurus with love? Oh, I'm just getting intuitively there that anything could happen from here, Taurus. It could be anything. Well, there we go. Got a couple coming through here. Okay, so we do have, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. All right, we do have the friendship card. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationships and your love life will dramatically improve. So nurturing friendships around yourself, whether that be with romantic interest people or just platonic friends, nurturing those sorts of relationships and your life will dramatically improve. That's bringing me back to that raised by wolves card there, that you belong with these people. You found your people, and it's time to spend some time nurturing the bonds of your little wolf pack there, and you will find your love life actually, has this flow-on effect of your love life improving from there as well. But then we do have romance. Okay, Cupid's arrow strikes. So it's definitely on its way. It's just a matter of getting out of this timing issue that you've been in here, Taurus, and moving and really starting to stir up that new energy. I do feel as though with this reading that we're looking at today there, that the more choice you make to stir up brand new energy and making decisions based on I want new, in all aspects of your life, it is going to have a flow-on effect to your love life as well. Okay, so I do feel as though stirring up that new energy really is going to have this flow-on effect in all different aspects of your life there, Taurus. So as we know, you new skills, focusing on those at the moment, though I do feel for quite a lot of you that's coming through really strongly, that there's some new skills, like I said, even if it's just within your own self. You have been in this time period where you have actually been already starting to learn a lot of new skills, and may not even be consciously aware of it with that healing card there. And it's sort of time to actually start putting them into practice, and stirring up new things, and taking on new things, taking on, sometimes it's a bit of, if we don't challenge ourselves, how do we know whether we can do it or not? So it kind of feels like you're going to be able to do a lot of these things that you maybe thought that you weren't able to do, but you have actually been slowly sort of increasing your skill level, and you have this opportunity to see very rapid improvements in your skills across the board, I'm feeling here. So that it's going to have that flow-on effect, like I said. But that's what we have for you today, Taurus. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But for now, we will say goodbye, and hopefully I will see you all again soon.